new National Association of Realtors settlement went through, and it's changing the landscape of how real estate agents get paid. And I'm not an agent, so I personally don't really care. But a lot of people have been asking me my thoughts on it and if I think it's a good thing or what I think it's gonna do. So here are my thoughts. If you don't understand what's going on, basically when you sell a house, you pay 5 or 6% commission to the agents as a whole. So the seller pays all of the commissions traditionally. And then the selling agent has a duty to split that with the buyer's agent. So the buyer's agent is paid actually by the seller. It's not paid by the buyer as a client. So what they switched was that the buyer's agent has to be compensated directly by the seller and they have to negotiate among themselves. So this way, two agents can't conspire to get more commission out of the seller. Now, me as an investor, I like this because I pay less commission, but why am I paying the buyer's agent? Right now, I pay less commission when I do sell a house, which I personally love. Now that you know the landscape, I think this is a good thing for several reasons. Number one, sellers like myself pay less commission, so we make more profits when we sell a property. Cool. Number two, buyer's agents have to earn their keep. Now, buyer's agents work really hard. I think they work harder than a seller's agent. Seller's agent can kind of just sit back and let people come to them to buy the house. Buyers have to drive around, show their client multiple houses, etc. But because of that, all clients ain't created equal. And now, depending on how much work you're actually putting in for your client, you can negotiate how much commission is being paid. And what the coolest thing is that now you can charge a flat fee. It doesn't need to be a percentage. So you can say, hey, I'll help you find a house. I'll drive you around. I'll do whatever it takes. All for $5,000 flat fee. All for $10,000 flat fee, depending on the price point and which type of house they're buying. But I think this is awesome for buyers if you're entrepreneur minded. So as an entrepreneur, I'm looking like, all right, this shakes up the game and it's making a lot of real estate agents nervous about how they're going to get paid because they were mooching off the fact that they were guaranteed to get 2.5 or 3% from the seller without hearing a word from the buyer. They didn't ever had to prove their worth to the buyer because the buyer is not paying them. As an entrepreneur, this is a good thing because now it's like the more value you can bring and show via marketing, via social media, via services you can apply, consultations, etc. You can just charge what you think are worth, whether that's percentage points or if it's a flat fee. And you can basically steal all of the clients from all of the lazy agents who are not going to survive because of this change, and from all the agents who said, nope, not worth it. I'm only doing listings. I don't want to do buyers. I don't want to deal with buyers. I just want to find houses to list. You can get all those clients if you now specialize in being a buyer's agent. It was really easy to specialize in being a buyer's agent before because you just had to find somebody who was looking to buy a house and you knew that you were going to be compensated from the seller. You didn't have to market or anything. It was just like, oh, you're my family member? Yeah, use me. I'll drive you around and help you find houses. Whereas now you have to prove your value to the buyer and then negotiate with them on what you're paid. So anyone who's entrepreneur minded, I think is going to love this. And then the last person that I think this is really going to benefit is the buyer. I think that when you buy a house, if you guys don't know, you pay commission to the lender. You pay your attorney. You pay a title company. Like you pay a ton of fees at closing. So like you might put $20,000 down and then put another $10,000 towards closing costs. This buyer's commission for the buyer's agent is just going to be another closing cost. And the cool thing about closing costs a lot of times is that you can roll them into your loan. So I think for buyers, yeah, you're gonna have to pay out of pocket. So actually, maybe it's not that good for buyers actually, but I do think that lenders are gonna benefit because now it's gonna increase loan amounts, which increase the commission that they make. And I think lenders who start providing this as a thing that you can do are going to benefit as well. So anyone who looks at this change and takes advantage of it, just like when Instagram makes a change or TikTok or social media shifts, or there's a shift in pop culture, the people who take advantage of it the earliest are going to benefit the most. I think overall it can be beneficial to most people, but I do think that it will be beneficial even for buyers because now, again, you can negotiate your value. If you found a house and you just need an agent to help you do the transaction, pay them less. I think that's fair, personally.